welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe. This is Wicked Fabs, and we are in the garage, and I have somewhat of an announcement to make. Today, some stuff came in the mail, and look what came in the mail. Wicked Fab shirts. And follow the channel, because later on in the channel, I will be making an announcement of that's right, the driver of the second gen Wicked Fabs truck. But you have to watch the videos because I might be throwing some clues out there as to who's the driver of it, and you're gonna meet the driver in some of in a future video. So you have to watch the videos because I'm not gonna announce when I'm gonna announce the driver. So stay tuned and watch that. But today on the channel we are going to remove the badges off the second gen, and I will go over some of the stuff that we will be using to get that off. So sit back, hit the subscribe button, and enjoy this video. Alright, some of the stuff that we'll be using to remove the badges off the second gen will be a heat gun, some rags, plastic scrapers. I like to use don't use metals on this one. This one is specifically made for taking off stickers or whatnot. This is just a plastic scraper that you could get at your local hardware store, Walmart or Kmart, wherever. Your local hardware auto parts store should have these, and or definitely these. I got this from A&A Trucking Off-Road here in Dallas, PA. And also, what you'll also need after you do this will be some goof off or some 3M adhesive remover. This is goof off Pro Strength remover. Check that out. We're gonna try this, and I heard it was some good stuff. So the first thing we want to do is, you have your emblem here. First, we're going to start with this top one here. This is just a simple ram's head here, and what I'm going to do is hit it gently with the heat gun. One thing I did forget, what we'll also need is, I have here some 50-pound test fishing string. So we'll also be using this. So get your heat gun. Just gently work it back and forth over the emblem that you want off. It doesn't take much. Then you'll get your 50-pound fishing string, and you'll just work it around the emblem. And there you have it. The emblem came off. So next we'll move on to this one. The tips of the gun does get hot, so keep your hands away from it. And what I like to do is maybe do this in two parts. Just work the one side. Just give it a little bit of heat, so that way the glue will loosen up some. You don't want to, the glue's not all going to come off in the first try. Just make sure you're moving it back nice and even, not too close, not too far away. Once again, we'll get our fishing string. Go right behind the emblem. And it's almost as if you're cutting through butter. Okay, see, say it gets stuck there a little bit. Just grab your heat gun again. Low setting. Give it a little heat up. Not much. There. Now this emblem's been removed. And what you will have is, this is the 3M adhesive that's stuck on there that we'll use the goof off to get it off. Now we'll go on to this last one here. It's okay to go back and forth on your temperature. Your fishing string will get some goop on it, so pick a spot that has nothing on it. And I just like to work the fishing string back and forth. And there you have it. The emblem has been removed. So now, once you get all that removed, get your goof off. Goof off. And I don't know how well you might be able to see the first emblem I took off. Okay, now once your emblems have been removed, you can see a little bit here, there's still a little bit of the color from the emblem, and this one's still embedded here. But once, this is the adhesive, and now granted, these have been on for, this is a 2001 second gen. These have been on 17 years. It's 2018. So this has just been on maybe the last 5 years. So we are going to get our goof off, put a little bit on a rag, and just gently start rubbing it. And you'll feel where the glue is and where the glue isn't. So you just keep going over that. A little bit more goof off. And you will, as you're doing this, you'll have the glue, as it starts to dissolve, it will start to spread over, so you have to keep going over it, and over it to get it completely off. A few more spots here and there to get out. Okay, now for the bigger ones is what I like to do is just to saturate a little bit here on the emblem. Let it sit there. Let the chemicals do their work. So once you let your chemicals sit in there a little bit, just keep working it. It will make a mess, but you just keep. This stuff is pretty good, pretty strong. It takes it right off. But once you get it, you keep rubbing it, loosen, get the chemicals in there. And what I like to do too is to also get a clean rag and go over it afterwards, or in between, to get the whatever little glue that this will take off. And then, if you want to, just keep going a little bit at a time. Just keep working your way down the emblem. And you could also get your putty knife once the chemical's in there. And you just, this will save on a lot of work too. Save on a lot of time. But the key is to get the chemical to work inside the adhesive. All right, we will come back to it when I'm down to the end, and I'll show you what the finished product will look like. All right, as you can see, we've gotten down this far, and now we're going to remove the last adhesive off the side of the truck left by the badges. The remover has worked in there, then it's easier to get the heavier stuff off, and then you'll have no problem getting the small remnants off. And there you have it. The badges have been removed. You can see where the faded paint is here versus where the original paint is of 17 years. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. Gives it a little bit cleaner appearance. Well, that concludes this video. The badges have now been removed, and you could see a little bit of a line here where the old paint, where the badges were, versus the paint that's been on there because of the faded, because of the sun over the years. I will buff that out and try and blend that in a little bit, maybe rub it out with some rubbing compound. But overall, it looks pretty good. That goof off does a pretty good job, and hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can keep up on the updates on who's going to be the driver of the Wicked Fab 2nd Gen truck. And as a good friend of mine would say, Wisey, keep the clean side up, the dirty side down, and see you on the flip-flop.